The woman retained her urine for 6 hours, and her brain experienced these changes after entering the radio station contest. Hold your wee for a wee. Hi, John here. Welcome back. Even now, it might be difficult to find a 5 pounds in a retailer. But how far would you go to get your dirty little hands on something? The most recent video game console. The 28-year-old Jennifer Strange agreed to take part in the competition held by KDND-FM. Hold your wee for a wee. Whoever could consume the most water without urinating won a Nintendo Wii in the contest. She explained to the radio hosts that she was competing for her 3 children during the tournament. One person left the competition after consuming 8 bottles of water, but Strange and the other competitors persisted even when the hosts offered them bigger bottles. Calls came in from those listening to the radio station. Others had words of caution, while others were encouraging the competitors. One clinician who called the radio station warned that those who drink a lot of water risk getting sick, or perhaps dying from water intoxication. Yes, we are aware of it. They signed, so we're not at fault. All right? They continued by saying that since our bodies are primarily composed of water, nothing could go wrong. Actually, quite a few things. It's a common misconception that sweet water, no matter how much of it you drink, is healthy. No harm can come from drinking too much water, right? As long as you can obtain the very minimal quantity. That isn't totally accurate. As the radio host noted, up to 60% of our bulk is made up entirely of water. That does not imply, however, that our bodies are impervious to the damaging consequences of ingesting excessive amounts of anything, regardless of how harmless it may be. We are made of far less water than a water balloon. It will still rupture if you fill it up too quickly, though. Water intoxication, which can be fatal if consumed in excess quickly, is caused by drinking too much water. Toxic simply implies damaging in this context. After consuming alcohol, we refer to a person as being inebriated since their bodies are controlling the poisonous consequences. But what harms do chemicals in water cause? Confusion, dizziness, nausea, and vomiting are among the common signs and symptoms. In extreme situations, excessive water consumption can enlarge the brain and result in death. Miss Strange was suffering from illness. Even still, none of the competitors had urinated as required, so she withdrew after placing second, telling one of the hostesses that she was in agony. She has so far consumed 7.6 liters of water in 3 hours at that time. She was so swollen when she left the competition that one of the hosts joked that she appeared pregnant. She complained to the DJ live on air that the hosts made up reasons for her condition. Jennifer claims, "It pains in my head. They keep telling me it's the water, that it will make my head pain and make me throw up," Jennifer said. Strange called into her job after she left the radio station to let them know she was too ill to come in and had gone home. For a person going about their everyday activity, it is fairly challenging to consume enough water to feel the intoxicating effects. But if you don't take care, it may be your last. Since our bodies will, start to feel uncomfortable when we've drank too much, it's typically very simple to prevent overhydrating. However, it's far simpler to unintentionally overhydrate when exercising, participating in a sport, or performing manual labor. In other words, if you're already dehydrated, overhydrating will be a lot simpler. However, how much water is too much? Technically, rather than how much water you can take in, the question is how much water can you expel? Overhydrating wouldn't be a concern if you were able to quickly eliminate all the water you ingested. Everything boils down to a blockage in your kidneys. Around 0.8 to 1 liter can be excreted every hour by your kidneys. If you consume more, your kidneys won't be able to filter the water as rapidly as you do. Your sodium level would be considered hyponatremia if it fell below 135 milliequivalents per liter. While not salty enough, may seem positive in online discussions, it really causes a lot of difficulties for your health. The reason for this is because sodium and other electrolytes balance the fluids within and outside of cells. In an effort to restore equilibrium, fluids will move from your less salty blood to the more salty interior of cells if your blood sodium levels fall too low. Your cells will enlarge as a result, which is undesirable in and of itself. However, it becomes a matter of life or death when your brain cells start to swell. Cerebral edema, which is caused by an accumulation of fluid in the brain, can result in seizures, brain damage, coma, and even death. The disease known as osmotic demyelination syndrome is one of the primary problems in treating hyponatremia, when the myelin sheath, an organic coating surrounding nerve cells, is torn because of the swelling of your brain cells. Blood sodium levels in a patient with hyponatremia must be raised to prevent cerebral edema-related swelling, but they cannot be raised too rapidly out of concern for causing ODS. A blood test will be performed to determine the patient's salt levels initially. A postmortem blood test won't provide a reliable indication of the cause of death, which is interestingly since blood sodium levels drop quickly in patients who have already gone away. Since the sodium levels in the vitreous tissue are significantly more stable after death, doctors will collect a sample from the gooey gel between your eyelids and retina in certain situations. When doctors discover that a patient is still alive but has dangerously low salt levels, they start therapy right away. The two primary techniques are the administration of a saline solution, which is essentially simply salt water, and sporadically the use of diuretics. The medical team will provide 150 milliliters boluses of a 3% saline solution for hyponatremia, which works considerably more quickly than an IV drip. This is crucial because staff will want to lower the pressure on the brain as soon as possible while preventing ODS, which causes sudden changes in sodium. Thankfully, medical professionals may safely treat a patient's condition within the initial hours following admission. That's all for today. Remember to stay hydrated, but don't overdo it. Give a like if you liked the video and subscribe for more.